Hello, Franklin sports fans, and welcome back to Piscini Field for this latest girls varsity soccer matchup, where your Franklin Panthers are about to face off against the visiting Taunton Tigers. Franklin comes into this game having played their first 3 games of the season against the likes of Oliver Ames, which was played on the road. Franklin won that game 3 to 1. Sorry for the slight pause there. They played their following game against KP, winning that game just as easily by a score of 4 to 1. They played their first home game of the season against Foxborough last Friday evening, I should say. A fairly memorable game. Started off with Franklin leading the game by a score of 2-0 going into the third quarter, and then Foxborough started to fight back, and not only fought back but tied the game up at 2. So that game wound up being a 2-2 draw, resulting in an overall record of 2-0-1 for the Panthers up to this point. And they are facing off against the Taunton Tigers, who started off their season against Foxborough, losing their matchup by a score of 2 to 1, playing against Attleboro, winning and losing that game by a score of 3 to 0. Then playing North Attleboro, winning that game by a score of 1 to 0. And then playing New Bedford and winning that game by a score of 2 to 0. So Franklin is all set on their side of the field to start off the first half of this game. Franklin has number 1 Cami Towers in goal to start off this match. And Taunton will have number 00 Ashlyn Hebert, I should say. And it looks like Taunton's going to start off the game. Both teams are ready as they approach the center of the field. First whistle, and here we go. So Taunton starts off with the ball. A lot of good ball movement here, so to start off the game. Taunton being very short and precise with their passing. Franklin doing their best to move it around. They're gonna send that back to goalie Cami Towers. And Franklin trying to navigate that ball towards the center of the field, which they do. They get it over to the near side. That's number 13, Cassidy Carmignani. And she's gonna and a block right there is going to turn into an inadvertent handball on Taunton's side. So Carmignani puts the ball back in play. Franklin sending it back to the opposite side of the field. And now Franklin with the ball. They were trying to get that ball, again, just further upfield, but it's going to wind up going long and wide. So that, must have been knocked out of bounds because I think that was a Franklin throw-in. Franklin gets the ball towards the center of the field. Ball comes to Carmignani, and she chases that ball down. She's going to kick that ball right to the Taunton goalie, Ashley Hebert. And Hebert gets that ball out to nearly center field. Number 2, Eiley Sinelli takes the ball down, but that's going to be a Taunton throw-in. She's looking for an open player. She finally finds one. She has to get it over a Franklin player in order to get that ball in play. It's going to be knocked out. It's going to be gently knocked out again by a Franklin player, so it's going to stay Taunton ball. And again, looking for an open player. She doesn't go far this time, but she does effectively have 3 Panthers surrounding her. As Franklin again tries to move that ball outfield. This time Taunton's going to kick the ball out of bounds. So it'll be a Franklin throw-in. I believe that's number... Franklin with the ball. They send it back. Number 10, Maddie Pond, sends it to her left wing defender. The defense gets it back to Towers, who sends it back to Carmignani. Carmignani gets it to Gwen Holland. And that ball is deflected out of bounds after being ricocheted between Franklin and Taunton. Nice block right there. Taunton tries to get a foot on it, but Franklin regains possession. They get it into the center of the field. Sinelli passes it on to the far side of the field. As Franklin gets it to the center of the field, but Taunton's going to steal it right back. So Franklin, again, bringing it up the far side of the field. This time gets it to Vera Hansen. Hansen looks for a place to cross it. She gets it across. And Taunton is going to... Taunton's going to interfere with that play by Franklin to try to get a shot on net. 35 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the first period. Score is 0-0 between Franklin and Taunton. Taunton with a throw-in. As Morgan Lovell sends it across sends it to the opposite side of the field, but it's going to go way too far ahead in front of Carmignani, so that's going to be a Taunton throw-in. Taunton trying to settle it down. This is number 7, Maribel de Rosario. Franklin with the ball on the other side of the field as they try to get it by some Taunton defenders. Maddie Pond gets it off to... I'll get these team numbers squared away fairly soon, folks, I promise. Franklin keeping that ball in bounds very nicely, getting it into the center portion of the field. Carmignani again crosses it. And that play is going to be blocked by Taunton, but the rebound is going to be picked up by Franklin. They try to get a shot on net, but that kick is going to be high and wide of the Taunton net. So that's going to be a Taunton goal kick. So Hebert with a short pass to a defender teammate. Nice pass right here to Gwen Holland. That ball's going to be taken away by Taunton, but it's going to roll out of bounds. And Franklin not wasting any time getting that throw-in done. That ball is going to be knocked away by Taunton. They get it further upfield, left wing. That's number 11, Mia Torres. So Franklin just trying to settle the ball down. That's number 14, Megan Griffith with the ball now. Taunton trying to send it upfield, but it's going to go out of bounds, so that's going to be a Franklin throw-in. Franklin gets that one very easily to number 12, Ava Villela. Crossfield play. Ooh, Carmignani was ready for that one, but it winds up going further back than she anticipated it. Taunton with a big kick. That is picked up by the Panthers. This ball will get to Carmignani this time as she sends it into center field. Ooh, a nice bounce play there by Gwen Holland. But that ball's going to get too far ahead of Franklin's offense, so that's going to be another Taunton goal kick. And Taunton again with another short pass after that goal kick. And it's going to stay Taunton ball. We thank you viewers at home for tuning into this girls varsity soccer match on Franklin Pride TV, both on cable and on YouTube. Overcast day here at Pacini Field, a little bit on the warm side. And since we are in mid-September at this point, it'll start getting cooler and cooler in the evening as the school year wears on. So Hebert with the pass that is picked up immediately by number 7, Morgan Lavelle. Actually, I believe Lovell is how you pronounce her last name. Yet another goal kick. And Hebert this time goes for the boot. This one is brought down by Taunton, but a pass is going to go too far ahead of the intended recipient. It's going to be a Franklin throw-in. That ball is going to be sent upfield into Franklin territory. Franklin having no problem sending that back to goalie Cammie Towers. Taunton. That was number 12, Megan Cunningham, sending that ball upfield. Franklin again sending the ball back to Cammie Towers. She's going to pass it on to Maddie Pond. And the ball again finds its way to Carmignani, who sends it upfield. And a nice head ball right there by number 24, Lily Strong. For those of you that witnessed the game last Friday, you'll remember that it was Strong who was responsible for the 2 goals that Franklin scored against Foxborough last Friday. Nice pass right there. Carmignani not quite able to keep that ball in bounds. A good effort on her part. But the ref is right there on the line, so he's able to see that ball go out of bounds. So Taunton throw in. Both teams trying to settle this one down. Nice pass right there as Franklin again tries to send that ball further afield, but it's going to go wide and out of bounds. So Taunton throw in. Both teams fighting for this one. Franklin comes up with it. Nice pass right here. Both teams getting caught up in the action there. Carmignani. She passes it off. It is now at the foot of Gwen Holland. Nice pass there back to Carmignani, who finds herself on the near sideline. She gets it. She sends it up. She sends it into the center field. Franklin chasing that ball down, and a kick there by Kelly O'Connor is going to be immediately blocked by Taunton. Franklin again chasing that ball down, and then again another kick towards the net is going to be blocked by Taunton. So it looks like we're going to be setting up for the first corner kick of the game. And it looks like it's going to be Carmignani taking it for the Panthers. She signals. That's a big high boot. And a header is unfortunately not going to do much to center that ball. It's going to go wide and out of bounds. So a Taunton goal kick. under 28 minutes left to go in the game, or in the first period. And a goal kick is going to be sent right back. Franklin with the boot. That's going to go right into the hands of Ashlyn Hebert. Franklin again with another charge. This one again can be blocked by Taunton. That was number 24, Lily Strong. And a pass back out to Carmignani. Carmignani bringing it upfield. She tries to center it. And a nice play right there that unfortunately is going to go just outside the left post of the Taunton net. So Franklin putting pressure on. Haven't been able to score yet. That pass is going to inadvertently go to a Franklin player. This is number 22, Vera Hansen. That ball is going to go wide. Good attempt at a centering pass, but it's going to stay grounded. Although it's going to be taken out of bounds by Taunton. So Franklin will be getting ready for their second corner. And again, Carmignani will be taking it. After the signal. This one a little lower hanging, but it's going to be out of bounds and go right into the Taunton net. So a Taunton goal kick. Taunton doing a substitution. We've got number 25 being substituted out. Number 25 was Mairead Flood. And that ball very quickly gets over to the defensive line of the Panthers. And Eiley Sinelli finds herself having to kick that over to the far side of the field. So Taunton throwing. And a big throw in by Taunton. That's gonna go by a number of players, and so Towers chases after that one. She rolls it out to a teammate. That's Morgan Lovell. Big shoot and a goal there for Taunton. Taunton being the first to strike here. So Taunton leading this game by a score of 1-0 with just under 25 minutes left to go in the first period. Taunton with possession here as Carmignani tries to steal the ball away, but it's going to go out of bounds. So Taunton doing another substitution. Number 6 is coming out for, I can't see the team number. So number 12, Ava Villela. Franklin just moves it to the opposite side of the field as they try to get it back centered. Taunton gets a kick on that one. Both teams fighting for it. Villela. Franklin sends that ball upfield. It's going to go by a number of players on both sides. Hebert with a big kick. That's going to go out to the 45-yard line. Another big boot right there. As Taunton tries to settle it down. So this will be a Franklin throw-in. Franklin making a substitution of their own. We've got number 24, Lily Strong, coming out of the game. So Carmignani with the throw-in. And Taunton just doing what they can to get their foot off the ball. She was trying to make a play, but her foot just got stuck on top of the ball. So Franklin navigating through a lot of Taunton traffic here. Centering play is going to stay grounded, but it will be last touch by a Taunton defense player, so that will result in a corner for the Panthers. Their third corner of the half. And again, it is going to be Carmignani handling the corner for the Panthers. After a signal, that one's going to be again very high, and a nice head ball that gets by Hebert. Ooh! That's going to be ruled out of bounds. So Franklin very, very close to putting a goal on the board. Even though that play did get by Hebert, Taunton defense was right there to keep that ball from going into the net. So very sharp gameplay on the defense of Taunton. Hebert has been hands down putting the work in today. A big boot. That ball is going to be ruled a violation on Franklin's part, so it's going to be a Taunton free kick at the 45. So this is number 20. Ava Uhl. Big kick right up the field as Franklin tries to move it back. Nice kick there by Morgan Lovell. Franklin doing a lot of good ball movement here as they get it to the opposite side of the field, getting it to an open player. Putting that ball into a little bit of Taunton traffic. And a nice boot there by Carmignani. Kelly O'Connor chasing that ball down. She is working to get it by a defender, and a big kick that's going to go right in between, I think, the football post and the top post of the Taunton net. 20 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the first half. Taunton leading the game by a score of 1-0. Hebert again going for the big kick as Franklin settles that ball down. Again, moving it into the center of the field. Ooh, that ball's going to get between her feet. Carmignani with a big kick. And fortunately for Hebert, not so high that she can handle it. And another big kick. This one is going to be again handled by the Panthers as they settle that one down. Ooh, and Kelly O'Connor is nearly tripped up. She's going to get it to Maddie Pond. Pond who gets it to Eileen Sinelli. Taunton with a big kick that's going to send that ball well out of bounds. Franklin was the substitution of their own. They've got Lily Strong again. She must have taken a very short break because she came out for Claire Michelle. So Franklin navigating the ball around. Carmignani gets it back. to Maddie Pond. Maddie Pond gets it to number 9, Sophia Horton. That ball just goes through a number of players on both sides. Both teams fighting for it, as Franklin tries to keep it away from the Taunton defense. Carmignani gets it by a defender. Nice centering play. Ooh. And Kelly O'Connor not quite able to focus that play as a direct kick. Ball's going to go right to Hebert. Gives a big kick that goes out to almost the 40-yard line. Kaylee Lopes trying to keep it away from the Franklin defense. Both teams chasing this one down. Claire Michelle tries to get it to number 5, Gwen Holland. Big kick right there. Centering pass. It's going to be knocked down. And that ball will be kicked out of bounds by Taunton. It's going to stay Franklin ball. So Franklin trying to keep this away from the Taunton defense. Ooh, nice play right there. As she tries to keep the ball in. Nice play right there and a finish. A fantastic finish there. Franklin is finally able to get the ball by Hebert. 2 Franklin players right behind her, and Franklin is able to bury it. Scoring their first goal of the game and tying it all up at 1 with 16-17 left to go in the first half. And a timeout is going to be called. I believe it's, well, I believe it was on call for Taunton. So this has been a very back and forth matchup. Again, between Franklin and Taunton. It's only a little different compared to gameplay that Franklin had against Foxborough last Friday. And it is a cloudy day here in Franklin, but it is nice and cool. Particularly up here in the press box. So again, we thank you viewers for tuning into this match on Franklin Pride TV, both on cable and on YouTube. Franklin just tied the score up at 1. 16 minutes and 17 seconds left to go in the first half. So Taunton has shown a lot of character throughout this match. And Taunton does have a much more evened out record compared to Franklin. But they've shown that they are a team to be reckoned with up to this point. So as we come out of the timeout, Hebert in position for the Tigers, and we are back underway here at Bassini Stadium. Taunton sends that ball upfield. Big kick right there by Carmignani. Michelle tries to get that by Taunton. Taunton sends it a little further back. Number 18, Kelly O'Connor. Franklin continuing to move it to center field. Now it's in possession of Carmignani, who tries another centering play and a great shot right there on net by Kelly O'Connor. She does get a foot on it, but it goes right to Hebert. Hebert with a slight kick right there. Kelly Yell able to keep that ball settled down. As Franklin tries to dribble the ball. They send it to the back line. Pond gets it to Carmignani. Carmignani tries sending it upfield for Holland. Ball is back to Holland. The centering play right there. O'Connor with a shot on net and gentle shot on net that's going to be handled easily by Hebert. So a big kick there by Hebert. It goes out to nearly the 40-yard line. Taunton was able to settle it down, but it's going to stay Franklin possession. As Franklin bounces it by, or at least tries to bounce it by a few Taunton defenders. Taunton with a substitution. We have got number 6 coming in. That's Sydney Martin. So the Taunton throw-in is going to be handled, I believe, by number 12, Megan Cunningham. Big throw right there by Cunningham. So Franklin's back line. As they try sending it up the far side of the field, and they now move it towards center field. Kelly O'Connor. That's going to be deflected out of bounds, so that will be yet another Franklin corner. And Carmignani, as expected, will be handling the corner. .13 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the first half. Nice big kick right there. Oh, a nice header that's going to go up and over the top of the Taunton net. It would have been one thing if it was just a little too high for Hebert to handle it, but it gets so high that it goes up and over the top bar of the goal. So, Taunton goal kick. Ava Villela brings that ball into center field as she crosses that ball to, I believe, O'Connor. Nice centering pass. Ooh, that's going to go up and over everyone. As Franklin tries chasing that one down, but it's too far ahead of her. That's number 5, Gwen Holland, who tried chasing that ball down. But it's going to be a Taunton throw-in. Bit of a quasi-bicycle kick right there. That's going to send the ball out of bounds, so it's going to be Franklin ball. Pond sends it to Sinelli. Ball's going to come back to Carmignani. And she's going to center that ball. Nice header. Again, it's going to go right to Hebert. That header by O'Connor. Hebert with a big kick right there. That's going to go just past the 40-yard line, but it's going to stay Franklin ball. As Franklin tries to center that ball up, but it's going to be stolen away by Taunton, taken back by number 9, Sophia Horton. That ball is going to find its way to Carmignani. Carmignani quickly finds herself with a Taunton player on her tail. Villela, ground ball that's going to go wide of the Taunton net. So, Taunton goal kick. 11 minutes left to go in the first half. Score is all knotted up at a score of 1-0. Or 1-1, I should say. Nil is for 0. I think I just like saying nil, but it doesn't apply anymore. Gwen Holland with a shot on net that's going to get by Herbert. And that's the play that's going to allow Franklin to take a 2-1 lead over the Taunton Tigers. Great shot on net there by Holland. Heber was hoping that she had a good grip on that ball, but it gets away from her and goes into the bottom left corner of the net. Scores 2-1 now. That ball is going to go to a couple of Taunton players. That's number 10, Leah Ubiyazek. Ubiyazbek, I believe, is how you pronounce her last name. Taunton's got some fancy names on their roster. As Taunton tries to cross fields with it, that ball is going to come back to Gwen Holland, who gets that ball by a Taunton defender. Number 7, Morgan Lovell. Ooh, she's going to be taken down. That's going to be a Franklin corner kick on the opposite side of the field. And this one, this corner will be handled by Eiley Sinelli. As Taunton tries to get that ball out of there, out of the box. Taunton's trying to send it upfield, which they do. It's going to be deflected off of the foot of Carmignani, but fortunately for the Panthers, it does not go out of bounds. So Franklin able to get it back up to midfield, but not before Taunton stops them. Try sending it back. Carmignani gets a foot on it again. Oop, this is Carmignani right here. Both teams chasing that ball down. No foul there, but is going to be ruled out of bounds on by Franklin's foot, so it's going to be a Taunton goal kick. Hebert not wasting any time getting this goal kick to a teammate. Franklin maintaining possession as they try to get it to an open player. They're just getting it into open space at this point. Sinelli sending it upfield. Taunton. Not sure if that was intended for number 7, Maribel Del Rosario, but and I'm sure some of the players on the Taunton Tigers are getting a little bit tired at this point. Taunton does not have nearly as deep of a bench as the Panthers do. But that is not stopping it. That is not stopping Taunton from giving it their all right now. As number 9, Kaylee Lopes tries to get it out. Franklin taking it back. O'Connor. Big kick right there. That's going to go right across the front of the Taunton net. 6 minutes and 47 seconds left to go in the first half. Looks like Hebert is going to go for a big kick this time. Oh, I take that back. She fooled me. Franklin trying to center that ball down. Sinelli. Franklin trying to move it some Taunton traffic as Taunton tries sending it downfield. Sinelli looking for an open player. Sinelli gets it to Carmignani. Carmignani sends it upfield. Woo. Boy, nice tip of the head right there by number 7, Morgan Lovell. But unfortunately for her, that's going to go bouncing out of bounds, so it'll be a Taunton throw-in. As Taunton gets a substitution taken care of. And that one didn't look like it even really went inbounds. So that will be a Franklin ball. Carmignani with the duties there. Ava Valella chasing that ball down. She gets it to O'Connor. Nice centering pass right there. Taunton gets a foot on it. And a goal! Wow! Get the team number for that one. That to me looked like she just came out of nowhere and just buried that ball into the Taunton net. So that was number 5, Gwen Holland. The right wing, who gives Franklin their 3rd goal of the game and makes it a 3-1 match against Taunton. Holland steals that ball away from number 23, Maya Mendez. And that shot on net, Hebert is not taking any chances with. Big kick right there. This is going to go, oof. Taunton almost able to keep it in bounds, but after a final touch, it's going to roll wide and out of bounds. Bilella gets it by a defender. She gets it to number 22, Vera Hansen. Hansen sends it upfield, but no one's going to be able to chase that one down. So that will be a Taunton goal kick. 4 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the first half. Franklin now leading this game by a score of 3-1 against the Taunton Tigers. Franklin taking it right back. Holland. Nice pass right there to Carmignani. Carmignani with a centering pass. Big header. Ooh. Very dangerous game right there that Hebert was playing. But luckily for her, Franklin was not able to capitalize. Oh, it looks like we're going to have a free kick right here, which Franklin is able to easily handle. Nice pass there to O'Connor, I believe. Taunton just doing everything that they can to clear it out. Hebert able to handle that one too. And a big kick right here by Hebert. Both teams are right there for it. As Mendez tries to handle that ball, Franklin taking it right back. Ooh. And a pass right there. It gets a little too far behind. I believe that was number 20, Claire Michelle. Franklin chasing this ball down. They let it go to Towers. Towers passes it off to Maddie Pond. Ball on the opposite side of the field. Ball now with Carmignani. And we are now at the two-minute mark of this first half, which means that from this point on, the game clock will be entirely handled by the referees. Taunton making a substitution. Number 23. Maya Mendez coming out. And she came out for number 10, Laya Abu Yazbek. Free kick here for the Taunton Tigers. And a big boot. Taunton settling that ball down. It's going to be easily stolen away by the Panthers. Carmignani sends it across field. Franklin trying to chase that ball down before a Taunton defender can get to it, but Franklin does regain possession of the ball as they chase it down. This is O'Connor. She tries centering. That ball goes right in front of the Taunton net. No one's there to finish that play up. That shot into center field was like a rocket. So Taunton throw in. And a nice head ball there. Taunton trying to get it cleared out. And that double whistle marks the end of the first half. So gameplay is fairly slow at the beginning for the Panthers, but they wind up coming back and not only tying it up at 1, then they wind up scoring 2 more goals, making it a 3-1 lead here against the visiting Taunton Tigers. So we're going to take a break here as we try to regroup ourselves and get ready in about 10, just You are. Welcome back for the start of the second half of this girls varsity soccer matchup between your Franklin Panthers and the visiting Taunton Tigers. Franklin comes into this half with a 3-1 lead over the Tigers. Taunton has been doing their best to play fairly strong throughout the course of the first half, but with Taunton not having nearly as deep of a bench as Franklin has, it's probably safe to say that it's been a little bit difficult for them to keep their energy levels up, showing a little bit of fatigue. So we'll have to wait and see if that fatigue has any more of a dramatic effect on them as we progress through the second half. Another 40 minutes of gameplay to look forward to here. Team switching sides now. And again, we thank you viewers at home for tuning into this match on Franklin Pride TV, both on cable and on YouTube. First whistle for the half goes, and we are underway. Morgan Lovell. Nice big kick that's going to go way beyond the Taunton net, so Franklin not wasting any time trying to get shots on net. Meaning this could be a very challenging second half for the Tigers as they do another quick pass off of a goal kick. Megan Griffith passes it on to number 12, Ava Villela. Eiley Sinelli gets it to Kelly O'Connor. O'Connor sends it upfield to Megan Griffith. Griffith with a centering pass that Taunton is able to get a kick on, and Franklin just doing what they can to keep that ball in bounds, which they do. Morgan Lovell has the ball stolen away from her by Taunton, but she does get a kick on that one. Griffith tries to get that ball in closer to Taunton's net, and Taunton just trying to get it cleared out here. As Sinelli gets that ball closer to center field. Lily Strong, she gets that ball kicked away, and the ball comes back to Sinelli. Sinelli passes it back. Sinelli gets it back. She sends it up to O'Connor. O'Connor with a centering pass and a kick that's going to be hit out of bounds and is going to result in a Franklin corner. And this corner will be handled, I believe, by Carmignani. Nice header that's going to go just off to the right of the Taunton net. So, Taunton goal kick. Hebert with a big kick this time and a header to match. As both teams fighting for this ball. Lovell sends it upfield. Nice centering pass. That's going to go across everyone, so that's going to come to Megan Griffith. Griffith gets it to O'Connor. O'Connor with a nice shot on net and a goal. Heber diving to try to catch up to that one, but it's going to get by her. And Franklin, at this with 36 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game, takes a 4-1 lead. Franklin making it tougher and tougher for Taunton to be able to catch up to him. And again, as was stated at the very beginning of the half, with Taunton not having nearly as deep of a roster as Franklin does, fatigue is going to set in a lot quicker for Taunton. Franklin throwing. Taunton trying to keep it away. Nice pass right there to Sydney Martin. Martin now chasing this ball down. She's got Eiley Sinelli right in front of her. But Martin cannot keep it in bounds, so it's going to be a Franklin throw-in. A low to the ground throw-in. O'Connor gets it to Pond. Pond gets it to Carmiani, I believe. Morgan Lovell with the ball as she tries to get it to a teammate. That teammate tries to knock it out to Megan Griffith. Both teams fighting for this one. And that's Lily Strong. And now it'll be a Franklin throw-in. Griffith to take the honors. That ball is going to be out of bounds by Taunton. Griffith with a throw-in. Big kick right there. That's going to go up and over even the football crossbar. Big kick there by Kelly O'Connor. So Ashlyn Hebert with another goal kick. Taunton's been doing a lot. Taunton's been doing a lot of those short passes after goal kicks. Which is a very interesting strategy. It's not something that you see happening a lot during a soccer game. Taunton with possession right here as the ball is knocked away, but not before number 7, Maribel Do Rosario, is knocked down. Madison Crowley tries to send it upfield, which she does. Franklin with possession as they try to get it by a few Taunton defenders. Franklin was under no pressure right there. And they're not really under a lot of pressure even right now. With a throw-in by Megan Griffith. Both teams chasing that one down. It's going to be ruled a Taunton throw-in. that one's going to be out of bounds by Taunton, so ball goes back to Franklin. Griffith again with a throw-in. And she's going to bring it back to Sinelli. Sinelli easily gets it back to Towers. Ooh, Franklin's not quite able to keep that ball in bounds. It's right on the line. The ref is right there, so that's going to turn the ball back over to Taunton. Ania Rodriguez with the throw-in. I believe it's Ania. Taunton knocks that one out of bounds, so it's going to stay Franklin ball. Griffith once again to do the throw-in. A big kick right there, but that's going to go far wide of the Taunton net. So if you were just tuning in, you were watching Franklin High Girls Varsity Soccer. Franklin Panthers facing up against the visiting Taunton Tigers. A little under 30 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the game. Franklin leading the game by a score of 4-1. Again, Taunton's gameplay started off very strong. It was fairly even. And Taunton was first to strike as far as the scoreboard is concerned, taking a 1-0 lead. And then gradually Franklin was able to fight back. And not only tie it up in the first half, but also finishing the first half off with a 3-1 lead. And now Franklin leads it by a score of 4-1. So Taunton trying to mount an offensive action there, but Franklin is going to take it right back. Centering play, no one there to take it. After a Franklin throw-in. Franklin's defense with it. Sinelli just taking her sweet time with this. She's not facing any pressure from the Taunton offense. Ball winds up back in the hands of Hebert. Franklin gets it to the opposite side of the field as they try to keep it away from a Taunton defender. A couple of them. One knocks it out. So it's going to stay Franklin ball. Franklin trying to move it downfield. Taunton with possession. And I think an intended pass is going to be missed there, so that's going to be a Franklin throw-in. As Franklin tries to navigate through the Taunton defense. A big kick. There once again by Kelly O'Connor. That one's going to go over Hebert's hand and into the back of the net. So Franklin making their big shots on net pay dividends here. As Franklin now leads the game by a score of 5-1. Taunton throw-in. Ooh. Might have been a little accident there on Kelly Lope's part. She winds up losing her footing. But it is going to be a Taunton throw-in. Jalen Andrews with the throw-in. Franklin sends that back to Towers. And Towers not facing any pressure there whatsoever. Ooh, a little bit of a trip up right there. So that's going to result in a free kick for the Panthers. And they're just going to send it back to Towers. So Franklin with the ball on the opposite side of the field. Taunton able to stop it right there. And Taunton effectively double teamed right there. It's going to stay Taunton ball. As Taunton just doing what they can to try to keep it away from Franklin. There has been a subtle dominance by the Panthers today. Shot on net there is going to be blocked by Taunton. Griffith with a nice pass right there that's going to go by, I believe, the intended recipient. And a kick right there that's unfortunately for Hebert going to go right to Megan Griffith, who takes a shot on net, and that ball is going to be just wide of the net. Franklin now doing a massive substitutions right here. Under 25 minutes left to go in the game. Franklin leading the game by a score of 5-1. Taunton trying to send that ball upfield, which they do, but it's going to go right back into possession of the Panthers. O'Connor tries to get it to a teammate. That's going to be knocked. Ooh, it does not go out of bounds initially. But Sinelli patiently letting it roll out of bounds. Megan Griffith with the throw-in. O'Connor tries to get it by a defender. She's now got two teammates on her. She's got two Taunton defenders on her case. And that will be a penalty on Taunton's part. So Franklin with the free kick. And this will be Sinelli, who sends it upfield. That pass was intended for Griffith, but it gets way too far ahead of her. So Taunton throw-in. I believe this is Jalen Andrews. Ooh, a big throw by her. Goes over Megan Griffith's head. And I think Maribel de Rosario was tripped up in it. Was tripped up a bit there. She's a little irritated that no penalty was called. De Rosario chasing that ball down. Taunton tries to put a foot on it, but Franklin with possession as they Taunton just working their best to try to steal that ball away. O'Connor. Shot is going to go right to Hebert. And a low riding kick. That's going to go to BB Valley. Then to Maddie Pond. Franklin with the centering pass. Both teams chasing this one down. Franklin just able to keep this ball in bounds. That is due to the efforts of Kelly O'Connor. Griffith, centering play that's going to be kicked away by Taunton. And Taunton trying to send the ball upfield. They're going to be almost double teamed. That ball will be knocked out of bounds, so that's going to be a Franklin throw-in. Under 22 seconds left to go in the game. 22 minutes, I should say. Game did not go by that fast. O'Connor gets it to, I believe that was initially to Sophia Horton, and she gets it to Carmignani. Taunton with a big boot that's going to get it past center field. And Do Rosario chasing that ball down. Franklin maintaining possession here as Franklin switched fields. And Franklin sending it back over to the right-hand side of the field, but not before Taunton gets a foot on it. So it'll be a Franklin throw-in. So Do Rosario gets it to a teammate. And Taunton trying to get a foot on that before a Franklin player can get to it. Franklin with a lot of fancy footwork there as they chase that ball down, trying to keep it away from the Taunton front line. BB Valley sending it upfield. Kaylee Lopes. And that play may have been intended for Lopes, but it's going to go out of bounds, so that will be a Franklin throw-in, I believe. Franklin trying to send it down upfield. And that's going to wind up being a penalty on the Panthers, so that will be a Taunton ball. As Kaylee Lopes winds up going down to the ground, but she seems to be okay. So a Taunton free kick right here. And a big kick right there. A little bit of a push right there. So that's going to wind up being a Franklin free kick. Big kick right there by Kelly O'Connor. It's going to be grounded and going right to Hebert. O'Connor right back at it. This time she's going to switch fields and get that ball to Carmignani. Ball is now with BB Valley. BB Valley sends it across field to Megan Griffith. And Griffith with a big shot on net. That's going to be easily handled by Hebert. Big kick. As Franklin, again, just tries to, well, right now they're just trying to keep it in open space. Griffith. O'Connor attempts to chase that ball down, but as soon as she realizes how close to the end line, to the end of the field it is, she decides to give up. Taunton making a mass substitution. And again, at this point, Taunton is doing the best they can with what they have. Not having nearly as deep of a bench as the Panthers do. Both teams fall down there. It is going to stay Taunton ball. .16 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the game. And a kick right there by Taunton. That's going to be knocked out. Franklin chasing this ball down, as is Taunton. Griffith. Sending it back across to the opposite side of the field. Both teams doing a good job chasing this ball down. Franklin trying to keep possession here, which they are able to. Taunton takes it away from them. They get that ball into some open space. To number 24, Amelia McQuiggan. And Franklin able to steal it right back. Valley. Oop, Taunton's nearly tripped up, but no penalty. O'Connor. Ooh, a nice save there by Hebert. She does get a hand on it, but she's not able to steer the ball clear of the net. That's going to be handled by one of her teammates. So that play is able to keep the Panthers from scoring another goal here, but they do have a corner kick off of that save. And it looks like we've got a Taunton player straightening her soccer shoelaces out. And a big kick. And a head ball. And again, that's going to be deflected away by a Taunton player. And another corner. So 3 times this game, Taunton has been able to avoid goals into the net with an initial touch by Hebert, and then a second hit by a teammate. Megan Griffith with a throw-in, and O'Connor doing some fancy footwork here. She's nearly double-teamed. Griffith. Oop, that ball is going to be initially stolen away by Taunton. Griffith keeps the ball in bounds as she gets it to Sinelli. Sinelli to Mounty Pond. Ball is now with a lot of bouncing around here. Ball comes back to Sinelli. And she gets it back to Pond, I believe. Carmignani with a big kick that's going to send it up to O'Connor. O'Connor fighting for this one. And a great save there by Hebert. O'Connor doing her best to keep that ball in bounds, but it's going to go just over. It's going to go just over the back line. Ooh, it's actually a corner. It's actually going to be a corner kick. So the save by Hebert is going to wind up going out of bounds. Corner kick. And a big header that's going to go wide and out of bounds. So Hebert has been tested relentlessly throughout the course of this game. Big boot. That's going to go out to the 40-yard line. Taunton sending it upfield. This is the one of the first. I think this is one of the first times in this half that Taunton has had this ball this far on the Franklin side of the field. And unfortunately for Taunton, it's going to be short. It's going to be short-lived. As Towers passes it on to Sinelli. She gets it to Griffith. Griffith trying to keep it away from a defender. Big kick right there is going to be handled by the Panthers. That's going to be a cross-field play, as a nice play there by O'Connor, and she's able to keep that ball in bounds, but that one's going to be blatantly kicked out of bounds by Taunton. Under 11 minutes left to go in the game. Franklin leading the game by a score of 5-1. No doubt Taunton would like to score another goal here, but whether or not Franklin will allow that remains to be seen. Hebert keeps that ball from going out of bounds. Big kick that goes to nearly the 45-yard line. Taunton just trying to steamroll their way through the Franklin defense here. As Maddie Pond gets that, tries to get that by a Taunton defender. Franklin throw in. That one's going to be deflected out of bounds. So it's going to stay Franklin ball. And that's going to be a penalty on the Panthers' part, so this will be a Taunton free kick, I believe. Oh, it's going to be a Taunton throw-in. Okay. Wasn't sure if it was going to be a penalty kick or what. So a Taunton throw-in. Ooh. As a play right there by Taunton is going to wind up tripping up Franklin. So Franklin will get a penalty kick here. Eight minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the game. Ball is going to be passed on to Sinelli, who gets it to Griffith. Not sure if Sinelli meant to just take that ball down, but it's going to wind up going to Towers, who rolls it back out to Sinelli. And Griffith just trying to navigate it away from Taunton defenders. Taunton playing a little tough here. This is number 2, Madison Crowley. And again, that was number 10, Leah Abayazbek. Franklin bringing the ball down to the Taunton net, but that's going to be out of bounds. It's going to hit the bottom of the football post, just behind the Taunton net. So under 7.5 minutes left to go in the game. Taunton with a goal kick. Taunton with a big kick right there, but it's going to go to a Franklin player. Number 21, BB Valley now has it back. Ooh, that was a dangerous play. Taunton player right in front of it, but now Taunton bringing it downfield. Number 7, Maribel de Rosario. Cannot keep it in bounds, so it's going to be a Franklin throw-in. De Rosario. Taunton just trying to get it into some open space. Franklin trying to keep it away from Taunton, which they do. They get it to Sinelli, who tries to send it out. 6 minutes left to go. Maddie Bruno with the ball, as she has a Taunton player right on her tail. She sends it off to number 20, Claire Michelle. Franklin trying to send it back. A little header right there. Header right there by the Panthers. Sinelli. Ball was with Maddie Pond for a second. Pond has it back as she gets it to Valley. Nice pass right there to Maddie Bruno. Ooh. I think she was trying to get a shot on net, but it's going to go right in front of her. So Taunton with a goal kick. And we are now at the 5-minute mark. And that means that from this point onward, the clock is going to be handled by the refs. Taunton sending that ball upfield. Franklin with possession as they try to keep it away from Taunton defenders. Sinelli. Oop, that ball is initially knocked away by Taunton, but it's going to stay Franklin ball. Nice throw in. As Taunton tries to send it upfield, Sinelli passes it on to Towers. So Taunton having put up a really good fight for what they had to work with here today. They started off the scoring, leading the game by a score of 1-0. But then once Franklin started scoring, there was no coming back. Franklin has dominated the scoreboard. So they will improve to a season of 3-0-1. And Taunton will end this game with a record of 3-2. Or 2-3, I should say. I'd say we have about 3 minutes and change left here at this point. Franklin with a free kick at the 39-yard line. Sinelli starts it off. She's going to send it back to Towers. Sinelli tries to get it by a defender, which she does. So now Franklin just sending it up down the near line. Taunton with a light kick right there. That's going to send the ball out of bounds. Franklin chasing this ball down. That was Claire Michelle. And a deflected play right there is going to go right to the hands of Hebert. A big head ball right there is going to be ricocheted out of bounds. That ball is just going to be kicked out of bounds. Head ball is going to be knocked out of bounds, so it's going to stay Franklin ball. Nice centering play, but that's going to be picked up by Hebert. As Valley had two defenders on her. Do Rosario here. And that triple whistle is going to mark the end of the match. So what started off as a fairly competitive matchup between Taunton and Franklin started off with a 1-0 lead for the Taunton Tigers in the first half, and then Franklin slowly started creeping into it, finishing the first half off with the score of 3-1, and then they cap it off in the second half by making the final score 5-1. So that's going to do it for our coverage here at Piscini Stadium. Your Franklin Panthers facing off against the Taunton Tigers with a final score of 5-1. So for cameraman Chris Leveron taking care of the camera and the live broadcast, and Chris Flynn taking care of the announcing for you viewers at home, this is Chris Flynn saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time, Franklin sports fans. Have a good one.